I'm Tom Layson, and this is a Northwest Now Digital Extra. A grassroots volunteer group called We Heart Seattle claims it has cleaned up 31 parks, 20 landmarks, and collected a combined 1.1 million pounds of trash in all of Seattle's zip codes. Not only that, they claim they've assisted 202 people get off the streets. So what's not to like? Well, there are complaints that the group violates homeless rights, confiscates property, and lacks any sort of training or educational credentials to carry out their work. Steve Kiggins now with more on We Heart Seattle.
Right here, anyone at Stanford? Yay!
Volunteers gather for a quick photo and a short break from pulling debris from Seattle's St. Mark's Greenbelt along Lakeview Boulevard in early May.
We bought all of these supplies from Home Depot. These are all volunteers.
We Heart Seattle's executive director, Andrea Suarez, keeps a nimble step on the steep trail leading where a camp found shelter for who knows how long.
This is garbage. There's nothing humane about moldy, rodent-infested, human feces-infested, dirty beds.
This is just one of more than 300 cleanups under the organization's belt. We Heart Seattle operates outside of the King County Regional Homelessness Authority and the City of Seattle's response to the crisis. Suarez says avoiding that bureaucracy allows her group to house neighbors more quickly, a point she hopes resonates when volunteers and others cast their vote.
We need you to come outside, see what's working and what's not, so we can be better informed when it comes to the ballot box.
More accurately describes them as a private encampment removal group.
Alicia Ramirez is a community organizer and shares close relationships with people living unhoused. She criticizes some of We Heart Seattle's tactics during outreach and handling an individual's property, among other complaints, but she says there's still enough blame to share.
And it's not strictly just We Heart Seattle. The city as well, for a long time, hasn't addressed the issue. And part of that just seems a lack of political will.
The number of those living on the street and public dollars spent to help have both grown over the years. Suarez champions We Heart Seattle's progress, saying it spent barely $600,000 in 2023. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell's One Seattle Homelessness Action Plan budgets more than $160 million for 2024 alone. Nothing seems to make a significant dent.
Well, I'll tell you what's making a significant dent is private funded organizations like We Heart Seattle that are taking action to clean our city, help the homeless.
Housing affordability, addiction, and many other factors intertwine the homelessness crisis. Ramirez adds, talking candidly with and about those facing the crisis headlong must begin conversations for reform.
We have to push our leaders, but the other part of that is we also have to change ourselves in our community how we're talking and viewing about these folks, because otherwise you can't do one without the other.
In Seattle, Steve Kiggins, Northwest Now.
To see our full discussion about We Heart Seattle, be sure to look in the Northwest Now digital section right there at kbtc.org. Northwest Now airs Friday nights at 7:30 right here on KBTC, and be sure to look for more digital stories like this one by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Northwest Now.